President Tokayev, in his message to the people of Kazakhstan, announced the start of large-scale reforms of the country's political system. He introduced many changes in the economic and the social structure of Kazakhstan, which ones can be seen in this table. For example, the unloading of presidential powers, reforming the legislative branch of government, creation of new regions, and so on. The current message of the president is really a new program of political reforms. We would like to believe that this is only the beginning of significant fundamental changes in the modern political system, which will prove that it is able to independently reform to the demands of modern society.
President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, announced the program of cardinal political reform in the country, addressing the population on Wednesday, March 17th. Let's analyze what was the reaction of ordinary citizens.
Tokayev's speech was broadcast live by all TV channels of Kazakhstan, as well as through social networks, with the opportunity to comment on the president's speech. At the beginning, there was dissatisfaction with the head of state, who openly didn't name those responsible for organizing the tragic events of early January 2022, confining himself to the statement that the investigation into the conspiracy of the security forces and their accomplices continues at an intensive pace in secrecy. But after Tokayev announced the need to abandon the super-presidential form of government and ban members in political parties for the president, Akims and their deputies, as well as the head and the members of the CEC, the Accounts Committee and the Constitutional Council, and the assignments changed dramatically. The messages to Tokayev as the president began to appear more and more often. However, the most positive responses were not Tokayev's initiatives to ban the president's relatives from holding positions of political civil servants and the managers in the quasi-public sector, or the announced transition to a mixed electoral system, but a proposal to change the administrative and the territorial structure of the country and to create 3 new regions. Also, young people began to support Tokayev violently on social networks. In TikTok, videos were published with the participation of the president, which you see on the screen. Also, at the concert that took place in Almaty Arena, where there were a lot of students with posters with very interesting inscriptions like Tokayev crush or Tokayev is our president and so on. And all this shows that people and the media reacted well to Tokayev's message.
Kassym-Jomart Tokayev made his message mixed with Kazakh Russian. The words that sounded beautiful also they did not make sense where Kazakh and the K words sounded in the Russian message. Research believes that Tokayev's opinion on the law and peaceful assembly called into question the promise of democratization of the new Kazakhstan. The president noted that the current law and holding a peaceful assembly will allow citizens to freely rally, and the actions of activists prone to provocation will be taken under strict control. There will be no more election. The authors say that this statement indicates that activists will continue to request permission from the authorities to hold a peaceful march, and illegal rallies will be prosecuted. 3 areas in addition have not made significant changes. According to media representatives, the reforms of the New Kazakhstan have led to a long journey.
This is what our president said to the people about the event of January at the beginning of the reform. In fact, our president was with the people during a difficult time. And the president stressed the need to address the issue of violence during reform. New initiatives of President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev to the new Kazakhstan instruction to officials. There is no corruption. Corruption hinders the development of the country. Then the discipline of deputies will be tightened. Majlis deputies must report frequently. The president also made it clear to officials that they needed to move from word to deed. This concluded my presentation. Thanks for your attention.
President Tokayev is making an extraordinary address to the people after the January panic, in which, according to official data, at least 238 people were killed. He usually made the message every year on September 1. Tokayev's speech, which read out the report New Kazakhstan, the path of renewal and modernization, was divided by the applause of deputies and high-ranking officials. During the address, which was broadcast live, there were often sleepers in the wall. Tokayev is going to transfer Kazakhstan from the system of super-presidential governance to a strong presidential system. Deputies of the majors will begin to be formed according to the proportional majority system. Membership of the president and the heads of central authorities in political party will cease. It is not known how long this proposal will be implemented. It is unknown whether the parliamentary elections will be repeated after adoption of the change. The message doesn't say that.
In conclusion, we want to say that, as the President said, our common task is to preserve independence, strengthen the foundation of national identity, and to focus on the transformation of the country. This is our sacred duty to future generations.